Today, we're going to be talking about X Games Park Best Trick for BMX. The event just happened last weekend. One of my favorite events to watch. It's always really exciting, and we usually get a few worldies. It was definitely an interesting lineup, I gotta say. I am going to be talking about every trick that each rider does, so if you don't want to get spoiled, make sure that you watch the event first. Otherwise, here we go. First rider on the list was Justin Dowell. He is an interesting choice, I'd say, because he does have certain tricks that no one else does, such as his Twix combos. I would say he's probably the best at that trick right now, but during this event in particular, he actually didn't do anything new. He did get away with doing a no-handed 900 though, which is nothing to scoff at, but at an event like this, we have to be a little bit more innovative. Or do we? We'll talk more about that in a second. He did do the 900 no-hander, landed it pretty clean, good extension on his arms, on a concrete quarter, like that has to be terrifying. And then at the end, just to please probably the old school guys, he does a 360 look back, like nose dived beautifully into the landing. The next rider on the list was Boyd Hilder. Now he was also a pretty interesting choice for this. I understand he kind of rides everything, but I would say that I think of him more as like a street kind of like hybrid guy, I guess. He started things off by doing a bar, wall ride bar, which is crazy, but I knew that he had more in store because just a few runs later, he does a bar, wall ride whip, which is just crazy to do. I have not personally done a wall ride to whip yet, but on a setup like that, oh, you gotta be fully committed. That's terrifying. And then he changed things up and he did a Canadian on the Sonic sign. The first attempt that he did, he actually fell forward all the way to flat, and you can see him kind of like protecting his head because he thought his bike was gonna hit him, but he did get away with it. I wonder if he had a few more attempts, if he wanted a different trick out, or maybe a trick in or something, because I think that that guy had more in store for us. Next up on the list, Daniel Sandoval. That guy took a really hard slam in the previous practice. In the Our BMX coverage of it, you can actually see that he basically looks like he got a BBL, but only on one side.
Holy, that's all you.
That's me.
Oh my God.
He didn't let that stop him though, because after doing several flare whips, and by the way, before he landed the trick he wanted to do, I didn't really know what he was gonna do. I thought like maybe flare whip bar or flare double whip, maybe even flare triple whip. He ended up doing a flare whip catch whip, which is significantly harder than like a flare double whip because that momentum stops and then you have to start it all over again. That was crazy, and I'm super stoked that he landed that. I'm pretty sure it's a world's first, but at the very least a world's first in competition, I think. But if not, feel free to correct me. And then next up on the list after Daniel was Jeremy Malott. He was taking more of like, I would say maybe a technical approach to it. I really like watching him. He usually does like some sort of line, and he ended up landing a 180 bar spin up the step up, full cab into a quarter, and then fakie front flip the next quarter. And I gotta say, as a fellow fakie front flipper, I'm very impressed by that guy's ability to fakie front flip some pretty small ramps. Like that dude has an insane pop. The first one he tried, he actually over rotated. After that, he went to the box jump, which I think this box jump, the X Games box jumps never seem to be very good for BMX in terms of maxing out the trick possibilities, because it has to be usable for skaters as well. But Jeremy was trying a 720 tail whip combo. We're not quite sure what he wanted after, but I would have to assume 720 whip to bar by his body positioning. He didn't get that, unfortunately. He did get away without injury though, so that's all that matters, I think. Like his first best trick was probably one of my favorites personally, just because to do a line like that in a competition is kind of like a flex, because most other people just do a single hit. After that, we got Brady Baker. This dude has just been on it lately, especially in dirt, but it was really interesting to see him in best trick though. At least currently, I don't really think of him as like a park best trick guy, but he did do a cash roll whip. I think that's a pretty small box to do that on. And then after that, I don't know if I've seen Brady do this, maybe I've seen it on Instagram, but he actually does a flare bar rewind. So bar spin and then the other way, which I thought that one was pretty unique, a little bit different than what the other guys would have picked. And then we had our boy Mike Varga. He actually warmed up with a 900 bar spin attempt. This guy is just known for his 900 combos, and then I was like, I feel like he's got more in the tank because he's done that before. Then he tried a 900 whip, and I was like, ooh, here we go, that's sick, but he's also done that before. But the one that he landed, once they played the slow-mo of it, I realized, oh, that's a cork 900 whip or a 540 flare whip. The way that he takes off is where the difference is. When Mike landed that, one of his wheels made a popping sound. And I thought we were gonna get a repeat of what happened before, where he landed his world's first trick.
Oh, 1260!
And then just a little bit later, his tube exploded.
I knew it was gonna happen.
But I don't think it actually exploded this time, which is surprising. And I saw a lot of people saying that that should have won, but we'll talk about that a little bit more later. Oh my gosh, the next rider-up, Ryan Williams. Genuinely never know what he's gonna do for these events, because and I feel like many other people, think of him as like sort of the really big ramp trick air awareness guy. But during these best tricks, you can't sleep on him whatsoever, because in this event, he tries a double backflip to fakie. On one of these attempts, he actually hits his head on the coping. And then he tries it again, and he gets so close. I really wish we could have seen that dude land it, because I've had thoughts that a double flip to fakie is technically possible, but who is ever going to do that? It was Ryan. Well, I guess technically it isn't Ryan yet, because he hasn't pulled it, but we know he's the only one to have ever tried that, and to try it during competition, straight to concrete like that. Man, I can't wait to see him land it. I think if he would have landed it, it would have been first place. But speaking of first place, we got KP, Kevin Peraza. Poor Kevin, that first attempt that he did, he literally just messed up on his setup air. He didn't even get to try his trick, but luckily he does not make that mistake again. He did a flare whip to fakie, and he pulled it really clean. Just props to that dude. He's got that trick on lock, and that's maybe where some of the controversy lies, because the rankings were Daniel Sandoval with bronze, Mike Varga with silver, and then gold was Kevin Peraza with his flare whip to fakie. There was a comment during the live stream from Justin Dowell, and it gets kind of cut off, but he actually says,
"How on earth does a flare whip fakie for the 10th year in a row?"
And then it cuts away from him and the audio gets quiet. But I think that he was saying, how does a flare whip to fakie for the 10th year in a row still win, or something along those lines, because Kevin has been doing this trick for a while, and as crazy as this trick is, there were some world's firsts, and I saw a lot of people in the comment section of the X Games live stream saying that. I did watch the Our BMX coverage of it as well, but I didn't really get into the comments. You could actually go to the live stream video, and if you scroll down a little bit, Justin is actually in the comments talking with some other people about it. What do you guys think about that? I do think the flare up to fakie is cool, like no doubt about that, but first place is like, it's pretty questionable. Daniel Sandoval and Mike both, I think, had a better trick for this event. World's first 540 flare whip and the world's first flare whip catch whip. I would hate to be a judge for this event, because I feel like no matter what you say, some people are gonna be mad at you, but I think most people would agree, you know, Kevin's great, Kevin's awesome, but I think he should have been bronze or so, with Mike most likely being the overall pick for gold and Daniel second. And if we go kind of like replay the footage, I don't know, Kevin has definitely done, I think, some better flare whip to fakies than that before. This one was pretty questionable. It was borderline like just a 5, and I know that the other flare combos, like the flare whip catch whip and the 540 flare whip, also weren't quite fully upside down either, but they are world's first tricks. What do you guys think? I do kind of stand with the idea that the podium maybe should have been Mike Varga, Daniel Sandoval, and then Kevin, just because they were worldies, and those tricks have not been done in competition before. Pretty much every event has controversy on who should win and where the ranking should be, but this one seemed pretty heated. I wonder what it's going to be like next year. Part of the reason that we're seeing the lineup that we're seeing is because we don't have some of the Olympic guys during this competition. I think that they're playing it safe and trying not to get hurt right before the Olympics that are right around the corner at this point. We're missing Logan Martin and we're missing Kieran Riley. Those are just the first two that pop into my head that probably could have shaken things up. I hope to see Ryan Williams do the double flip to fakie next year. I hope he brings it back. And with that, let's kind of end that topic real quick, because I just want to mention that today is 2 years of uploading every single week. That's 104 weeks, and in that time, there were some weeks where I actually uploaded more than once, because I've uploaded 116 videos during this time. And I just want to say thank you for watching, especially if you've been watching for a while now, or if you've even been watching before these last 2 years. I really appreciate you. Let me know what you guys want to see, because I'll be honest, over the last month, I haven't been riding as much as I'd like, and I want to get back into it this summer. I just have been kind of busy and stressed out. Having a deadline every single week is kind of stressful. I typically upload in the morning on Thursdays, and this video is going up on the evening, and I almost accepted the fact that I'm gonna not make it on this Thursday, but we are uploading on another Thursday, and let me know what you guys want to see going forward. I want to start riding more. I want to film some more stuff while the summer is here and the weather is good here in the Northwest. And with that, if you guys like the video, make sure that you give the video a like, comment below, letting me know what you think about the X Games event and what you guys even want to see from this channel going forward. Subscribe and hit those notifications if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. I do think it's funny that the thumbnail for this event was Justin Dowell doing a no-hander. It kind of just looks like he's doing a no-hander air out, but that's besides the point. But yeah, he did. But yeah, he got a... He did